like any time when a game gets cancelled, unfortunately, it's they're never ideal. The good thing for last Saturday was by having the game cancelled. Luckily, a few days before, I'd had a thought process with the chairman to get an internal 11v11 on, which was actually a really good game. It got all the players back, give some minutes into players' legs, and the intensity of the game was excellent. So we were in a really good place going into Tuesday against Harpenden, and unfortunately this time of year the weather cost us again. So my only concern when you start getting games like that cancelled is the fact that at some point they've got to be put into what's already going to be a packed schedule later on in the season. And there's no getting away from that. But like I've said numerous times, I don't want people to be in a position where we start becoming the victims and start having these conspiracy theories that everything's conspiring against us. That's life, and all we got to do is just, as I said, we got to toughen up a little bit, accept where we are. I'm sure it won't be the last postponement we're going to have over the next 6 weeks. I wish it would be, but unfortunately that's the national weather, so that's just the way life goes. So what we have to do is just get on with it now. Hopefully the weather behaves itself and we get a game on against Risborough on Saturday, because as I said, if we don't, then we're looking at the 28th against Ardley before our next one, and that would be 3 weeks without a game. And as much as you can get good outcomes out of internal games, nothing beats the actual pressure of a 3 points on a Saturday. So fingers crossed. It's Baltic outside today, it's frozen, so it's not looking great for Saturday, but fingers crossed we'll get some good weather over the next 24 to 36 hours and get ourselves a game which is going to be very much needed on Saturday. So nothing to report at the moment in terms of new additions. As I said, in a previous podcast, delighted to welcome John Smith to the club. As I've said before, John and myself got to know each other quite well last season, albeit on opposite sides of the fence. There were a few choice words between the two of us, but like anything, we've identified a need in our team that John fills brilliantly, and we're looking forward to getting the opportunity to work with him. He had a good hour for us on Saturday in the internal, did very well, to be fair to him. And we're going to get him up to speed now, and he's a really good addition. And like sometimes I think when you look at these players, when I talk about coming in and put their foot in, do the ugly bits of the game well, he's also a very good technical footballer. He sees a pass, he's forward thinking, links those ones around the corner very well first time. So look, really pleased he's coming in, and what it does do again is it puts the other midfield players under pressure, and that's what needs to be done. And like I said, we're not in a position this season where anybody's safe, and anybody who thinks that they're going to just stroll through till the end of the season and they'll be all right, think again. That I said last week, and the minute we start getting some more games on, there will be some players departing, whether it's their choice or not, because as I said, we don't want to carry huge numbers. Whilst the squad's important, everybody here's got to justify them being here, and it's as simple as that. So from the way I see it is over the next couple of weeks, we're going to really identify who we think can take us forward into that sort of, I would say last quarter of the season, but it feels like the last 75% of it. So looking forward to it. So hopeful, the weather, as I said earlier on, that the weather's kind to us and we can get the game on. I think, if I'm looking at it from whatever's gone on off the field, to stop Risborough going up last year is irrelevant. For me, they were one of the top sides in the division last year, and on football and on points and everything, thoroughly deserved to go up. As I said, they were last season, from all the teams we played, I've got to be honest, they were the best one we played against last year. They gave us a thoroughly good turning over here. It was great for us on the day because it showed how far away we were, which is why we went and identified as many players in the summer as we did to change the dynamic. And I know they've had a tough season. I think, speaking to their manager this week, I think they've played once in 9 weeks. So they'll be getting frustrated, as are we. For us at the moment, like I said, we're itching really. We've got everybody back. We're in a good position now where, bar Terence, everybody's fit, everybody's raring to go. So it brings us a selection dilemma, and I always like that because what it does is it seems to inspire players and it seems to players to raise their next level. So we are real hopeful, as I said, because in 3 or 4 weeks we might be in a different position where we might have 4 or 5 players out. So we're hopeful, but they will be a good side. They've got good players in there. I know they lost a couple over the summer. The manager, Mark, I get on well with. He's very experienced at the level. And as I said, whatever people think, they thoroughly deserved to go up last year. And the fact we see them again this year just goes to show you how tough the season's been. So we're expecting a real tough test. I've not been to Risborough before. So it's another one that I've got to look forward to. But from our perspective, as I say, every single week, all I can concentrate on is what we do, what we deliver, and we'll be going there with a very strong 16. And like every game, we go into it, we never think we're going to get beat. We always think we're going to win. And as I said, we'll take 16 players that we believe give us a fantastic chance of winning the game on Saturday. But certainly won't be easy. And as I said, hopefully we can have a real good push over the next 20 odd games. That's what's massively needed in order to make sure we finish the season as strong as we can.